Hey guys, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. It's beer 30. Let's go take a walk, see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer should be a treat. I've had several of my subs say, have you had this? Can you get this? And I seen it at the Barrel Chest and picked up one so I could review it. Probably could have picked up a 6-pack of them, but a lot of times I don't. And even though Lagunitas is a great brewery and they do some good stuff, and they are dating their stuff, but they're writing on the bottle and it is virtually impossible to see, especially if the beer is in a cooler or chilled. You just can't see it. So I wish the guys at Lagunitas would do something a little bit different, maybe a yellow ink or a white ink if they're going to do ink on the bottle. I'd like to see it on the label, guys. And I know the guys at Lagunitas, especially the brewers, they've contacted me and stuff. So I know they hear me. I know they're listening. So guys, you do some great stuff at Lagunitas. I just wish you would just step up to the plate a little bit further and either date the label or use some other kind of ink or something so we could see the dates on these beers a little bit better. Just my 2 cents, and that and another $1 or 2, depending on where you're buying your coffee, will buy you a cup of coffee. So used to be even 50 cents or a quarter to buy you a cup of coffee, but now you go into Starbucks, you can spend $4 or $5 for a cup of coffee. So times are changing, guys. All right, let's get on with this one. Let's not make this a 20-minute video. This is Lagunitas Nighttime Ale, and what that is a black IPA. This comes in at 8.6% ABV is what is written here. Let's see what they've got. They've got 7.9, so that tells me right off the bat that Rate Beer doesn't have a clue what they're talking about. And over to Beer Advocate says 8.2%. So this says 8.2%, and this one says 8.6%, and the bottle says 7.9%. So nobody knows what the hell they're talking about. So whether they've brewed this beer before, I've not had this beer before, guys. This is the first one I've ever tried. So I don't know why there's such a broad range of what the ABV is on this. Says 71 IBUs on the label here. So, and they've got the IBUs listed as 73 here. So go by the label if it's written on the label. Now, if we could just get them to put the date on the label, the alcohol, the IBUs, and a legible, readable date right on the label, that'd be the way to go, guys. Can you hear me, Lagunitas? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? All right, let's see what the commercial description says on this. There are 2 kinds. There's the daytime kind, which is bright and welcoming, and then there is the nighttime kind, which should never be confused with the daytime. Nighttime is dark and deep and may take you to unexpected places that the daytime cannot. But then the nighttime is not suited for ordinary life and ordinary tasks. In fact, nighttime may be the answer for that sort of thing, meaning that those sort of things may never get done. Things take time. In the nighttime, things slow down, and you can phase. You have to actually and investigate. I don't know what they mean. And you can. I think it says you can pause, but they spelt it wrong here. P-U-A-S-E. You have to actually pause and investigate carefully to find that level of objective detachment that is only possible under the spell of the nighttime. Seek the day, but fear not the night. So, alright guys, food pairings for this is not going to have any, since this is not a recognized style. American Black Ale says food pairings none. So this is going to go, this is saying well with your IPAs and your double IPAs with your cuisine. This should have a little more roasted malt flavor to this since it's a black IPA. But it should be just as hoppy as a nice traditional IPA. So if you're blindfolded, the only hint you may get that it's a black IPA would be some roastiness in the malt to make it the darker color and stuff. So, not had this one. Let's see what this one brings. Glassware to pint becker, non tumbler mug, a side L, oversized wine glass. I got the Sauvin beer glass. Sauvin is how this glass is pronounced. It's how it's spelled anyway. Sauvin, Sauvin beer glass. If you're interested in one, Google it and you'll find out where it comes from. The beer is not recommended for extended cellaring since it's an IPA. And like I said, there is a date on it. I am absolutely positive, but I cannot see it. So once we get the beer out of it, I'll see if I can pick it out. But they make it tough on these old guys trying to see these dates on these beers. Oh, a date's on there. Yeah, if you're Superman, you might be able to read it. Or if you got a magnifying glass the size of this, you might be able to read it. Come on, guys. Help me out here. Make it big enough to read and make it bright enough to see. Nice head on that. Very, very nice. Good 2 fingers of head on that pour. It's a good looking beer in a glass. Nice khaki colored head. Real tight bubbles around the outside. And there are some bigger bubbles from that aggressive pour. Over into the light. I am not seeing any light through the big bulb of the part. Now down in the bottom, this little skinnier part in the bottom, I'm getting a little bit of red tinges around through there. But through the center part here, it's pretty dark, pretty black. Let's get a nose on this one. Oh man. Ah, wow. Pine, grapefruit, pineapple, pears, mango. Awesome IPA. And it's a black IPA now. The caramel or roastiness of the malt is not coming through on the nose because the hops are blowing it away. It may come out in the taste a little bit, but right out of the fridge, we might have to let it warm up a little bit before you're going to get some of that roastiness of the darker malt. But as far as IPA, if I was blindfolded, I'd say, that's an IPA. That's definitely an IPA. Nice West Coast style, guys. It really is. Citrusy, pineapple, pine, grapefruit. It's got it going on in the nose. Let's see if it's got it going on in the taste. Cheers, everybody. You get the roastiness of the malt in the taste. And like I said, as it warms up, that'll probably become more intense. Got a nice creamy, it's got a little creamier mouthfeel than a typical IPA. But it's got everything you want in an IPA. Even though it's a dark IPA or a black IPA. All that stuff you're getting in the nose is in the taste. The pine, the grapefruit, the pineapple, the tropical fruit notes. Wow, very nice. Oh, guys, that's a very tasty beer. And we'll look for that date when I come back once the sweating has come off the bottle and it's come up to room temperature. I want to do a quick shout out to Keith, some Keith's beer reviews. He's on the men's. He had a bunch of heart attacks, like 7 in one day, in the helicopter, in the ambulance, and at the hospital, and they brought him back 7 times. Thinking about you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Godspeed to your quick recovery. Anybody that watches beer reviews, you might want to check out some of his reviews. He's not doing any right now while he's on the men's, but you can Google it, Gregsbeerreviews, and check him out and send some love his way. Alright guys, we're going to let this warm up and let the other half taste it like we always do. We'll come back and do the final chug and grade on this one. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. This is very, very tasty. Very, very delicious. And they've got their black digitized code right at the about an inch down from the top of the neck, which is basically with a black beer in the bottle. It is almost impossible to see this code with the beer in the bottle. So, guys at Lagunitas, let's put it on the label, guys. Put it on the label. And it's a Julian code. What it's got written here is 01652. So that is the 16th day. I would say 016 is the 16th day of the year, and the 5 is 2015, and I don't know what the 2 is. So maybe it's the 16th day. I'm not sure. But underneath of it, it's got 0292. Then it's got the timestamp of 2326. So I'm assuming that this was done on the 16th day of 2015, but I don't know what that additional 2 is for. So that's just my guess. That's just my guess. And the consumers are going to be the same way, guys, at Lagunitas. They're not going to have a clue what that code is for. And being a dark beer in a brown bottle, virtually impossible to see what the beer is still in there. So I wish they would go ahead and step up to the plate and put it on the label somewhere. They've got the ABV and the IBUs. Let's put the date on the label, guys. This put it in white, just like you have with the IBUs and the ABV. So that's just my opinion. That's just my OCD, guys. They've made it a 10, so if you can probably go to their website and it'll tell you what that code means. But if you're in a store buying beer, you're just SOL if you don't have a smartphone or internet access to find out what this code is for. So I'm just guessing on this. To me, it looks like it's done on the 16th day of 2015, but that may not be right. So that's just what I see it as being. The Julian codes is not a big. I'm not a big fan of that, and they have told me they need. One of the brewers there messaged me and told me that that they need to do something more for the consumer, and I will agree with that. They do. That information is put on there for their reference, not for ours. So we need some reference for our needs. So guys at Lagunitas, great beer. Cheers to you guys. Let's get the upper management involved and do something about getting a month, day, and a year on the label. Yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah. Let's do the final chug. Wow. Now that it's warmed up to room temperature, the roasted malt and the caramel and the toffee is there. It's not overpowering, but it's there now that it's warmed up. It's a very, very tasty black IPA. Guys, as far as I'm concerned, this is a 9 out of 10 as far as I'm concerned. Date on the label, guys, may even get you a 10. But these Julian codes and being written in black on a dark beer bottle, which you cannot see when the beer is in there, not a big fan of that, guys. So maybe we can get the head honchos at Lagunitas to listen and do something as far as dating. They're a big enough brewery that they can do that. I mean, there's a lot smaller breweries that have stepped up to the plate and are dating the labels, or even putting it in white or yellow on the bottle with a month and a year and not a Julian code. So I've talked about that before, and the brewers know that, but they don't have any control over that. It's the upper management at these breweries, on the bigger breweries, that have that say-so and that control. So just bring them down here and let me get my hands around their neck. And we'll see how far that goes. So, but anyway, great beer from these guys at Lagunitas. Nighttime Ale from Lagunitas, a black IPA. Very, very, very tasty. 9 out of 10 for me, guys. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 92 in their outstanding range. It is an outstanding beer. It most definitely is an outstanding beer. It's if I was putting a numeric rating on it, I would probably give it a 97 or a 98, maybe even a 99. It's that tasty. It's definitely worth picking up if you can get your hands on this beer, and you're an IPA fan or a black IPA fan. Over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says overall 99 and 99 in the style. So I wouldn't argue with that number whatsoever. 99 would absolutely, absolutely world class beer. We just need to get that dating situation straightened up, and it'd probably be a 10 from me. So, with that being said, if you've had the nighttime ale from Lagunitas, let me know what you think. I loved it. Pretty damn enjoyable. Great black IPA. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Let's go see what's in the fridge tomorrow. Hope you can join me then. See you everybody.